Here I'm just showing you how the parts go together. Now these background gift cookies are optional. If you just want to have a small bouquet, you can have just Santa or maybe him holding a gift instead of a sign. And I'm just putting them so they'd be behind, kind of like that. And now, because normally I would have put his head behind the body to hide the stick, but because of his beard, I'm putting him on top, and it doesn't look too bad like that. And then I'm adding a little sign with his mittens in front. So there's our bouquet. We're looking at 7 cookies, and it's pretty darn cute. Once it's all assembled, we're gonna bag all these up before I put them in the container. If you look at Santa's face, I didn't add the separate mustache. I piped his mustache directly onto the base cookie. And I'll walk you through the plaque cookie, his body, and the gifts. But if you want to learn how to make his face, you can go check out the other tutorial. This cookie is actually 3 cookies that have melted together in the oven. I used my plaque cutter and cut out slots to fit my mitten cookies on the sides there. And now I'm flooding the plaque area in brown. I'm going to come in and airbrush the edge of my plaque to give it kind of a more rustic look. So just quickly flood your plaque area. Now that the brown has had time to crust, I'm coming in and flooding the mitten area. I am repeating exactly the same process on the snowman cookie. The mittens are blue, however. Once the mittens have had time to crust, I'm going to come in and add a knitted pattern to them. The plaques for the snowman and Santa Claus are exactly the same. I'm doing 2 wiggly lines and then just pulling dots over each other to create a knit look on the mittens. And it's so fast, and really I find it adds a kind of authentic knit look to them. Is a close-up look at the mittens, and then I add a little bit more royal icing to the trim there with some sanding sugar. And now for the little message on the cookie. This is where all the years of practice come into play. Writing, I find, is probably one of the trickier things. And I like to have a continuous line. I find that that's easier than when you stop in between each letter. And after, I'm just doing a little white border around my plaque to finish it off. We're making Santa's jacket. Here on the edge I want to have some fur. I'm adding white icing. Fill cookies don't have to be elaborate. They're just to fill in, make it look a little bit more, it's kind of like a bouquet, a little baby's breath. They don't have to be over the top cookies. Here I'm just doing, I airbrushed a darker green pattern, and now I'm doing a very, very fast bow. Adding some Wilton holly. These are fun. Well, that's it for all of Santa's parts. If you want to watch the tutorial for his head, that's a separate tutorial. I'll have the link in the description box. Now I'm going to show you how to put together the snowman bouquet. And his background is snowflakes. This bouquet comes together so quickly. There are so few colors. There we go. Now we're adding the snowman here. And in front, we're adding his sign. And this one's in French. This is going to my son's teacher. And isn't that cute? Again, 7 cookies came together so quickly. Now for the snowman, his body is just the tombstone cookie flooded in white. I will not be repeating the plaque. It's exactly the same as Santa Claus, except the mittens are blue. Here is my snowflake cookie. I used that technique that I invented a little while back where you airbrush plastic film. And I want to add a snowflake lines with royal icing and then sanding sugar, but sticking to this, it's kind of sticky. So I'm using my pump brush and just lightly brushing on the cookie, and it's taking away that stickiness, and now I can decorate. There we go. And there's our snowflake. I've already flooded the face area in white, and now I'm flooding the hat in some light blue, and I'm going to let that crust before I come and add the little knit detail. My icing has had a little time to crust, and now I can come in with my little tear shapes, crossing them over, and create my little knit pattern. I'm repeating that a few times on the hat, and I'll separate these areas with some zigzag lines. And I find it creates an interesting variation from the usual marbling that I do. On my snowman's hat, I'm coming in with some more blue icing and doing a simple zigzag line across, some white nonpareil, and that's it. I've already added a little blush to my cookie, and then I'll be able to come in and add the face detail, and we're done. I made a very simple face, just some black dots, and then the nose, just some circular motion across to create a carrot shape. And that's it, his face is done and we're ready to assemble. Here you can see I got a Santa sled. This was at Michael's. It's a little rickety. It was $13. I got it half off. I mean, look at it. Anyway, I still liked it. You know, I wish it was a little bit sturdier, but what do you want? And I want to show you how to gift wrap the cookie bouquets. Important to wrap your cookies individually to keep them fresh and clean. We don't want to have cookies with dust or whatever on them. And we're going to start the center cookie. We'll start actually no with the back cookie, which is the body. Here we go. Now we want the berries to stay in the front here. So I'm going to trim that off a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to insert the head right in front here. Let's see my length. That's not bad. He's got his scarf here. Here, let's have it blowing over there. And I'm going to tape this together so that it travels better. There we go. That's going to be hidden with the plaque here. And another hole right in front of that. Much too long. Again. And there we go. And now I'm going to go behind this time to tape. Like so. It's coming to life. And now we're going to add our snowflakes to the scene. And I'm going to trim my sticks varying lengths here. We're going to start with turning it around here to, and I want this like that, so just peeking from behind his head. Piece of tape will hold that. Again, now on the other side we're going to do a smaller one. we're going to put a final there we go. Here are the two bouquets, Santa and the Snowman. Up to you which one you prefer. By gift wrapping cookies and presenting them this way, you can certainly increase the price that you're charging for them. When I used to take orders and I would make custom bouquets, I would usually charge a flat out $80 for a custom bouquet, and there was 12 cookies in it, the time to assemble it and plan it out. But if you were doing a holiday collection, you could make several the same, and therefore you'd maximize your efforts in the design part. And yeah, I think that they're fun things for your customers, a nice product. They can pick them up and bring them if they're going to a dinner and they're different, you know. Just wanted to mention the cookie bouquets are in shrink wrap right there. They're ready to be delivered to my children's teachers, and I wanted to show you the bouquet there on the right. It only has the plaque, the head, and one snowflake. If you can pick up inexpensive containers, you can really have a nice profit margin on these bouquets.